Alright, we're back with more of Geneforge 2 Infestation. Let's continue. We're still at Bellick's Crossing right now. Okay, no one's here right now, but... We're gonna loot the stuff here. Stole the item without anyone seeing us. Complex gate. As always, I like to explore the whole area. Shade. Really, they weren't affected by that? How many of these things are there? How many of these things are there? Hang on. Can I at least check the stats, stupid? Oh, God. Okay, complex gate. Let's quick save. I mean, jeez, I just wanted to check the freaking stats and didn't even let me do that much. Oh no, I might still need air shock right now. Wait, can I lure it back out to those, those turrets outside? Might be one way to do it, because I don't know how I'm going to take them all down. Dang it, they're neutral. Okay, he's level 10, so he can probably back me up here. At least this guy is friendly because turrets are no help at all. Yeah, not so tough without your friends to back you up, aren't you? Yeah, that's what I thought. Get out of here. I have my own ways of going about this. Yeah, it's just, they're easy to take on. It's just being swarmed like that is insane. Like, individually they're not strong, but... This is a sealed shaping vat. These devices are used by shapers to hold essence and store newly made creations in a frozen state for later use. It is very dusty and old. It's been forgotten here for a long time. The moment you open it, the creature inside regains consciousness. His body survived its long sleep, but strange things happen to his mind. The thing looks like a thought. It jumps out of the vat and roars at you. It doesn't look grateful for its freedom. Oh, no. Leave the container sealed. Is there a book right there? Girdle of Insight. Okay, yeah, I like the boost of intellect, so I'll take that. Oh yeah, we forgot to talk to somebody in here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that before I head over. The survivor who runs the small inn has had a long, hard life. He's happy to be able to settle down and run this inn and not be fighting all the time. When you enter, he beams. Ah, a customer. Come to sample the hospitality of the awakened. I am Bellic. Welcome to you. Why is there an inn out here? The journey from Madab to the Magus complex is about 2 days. Travelers need a safe place to stay along the way, even more so in these days of rogues. I always want to be helpful, so I built this inn. I've heard of you, Shaper. You mean our kind ill. I will trade with you, but you aren't welcome here. Boy, that sounds like a broken record at this point, doesn't it? What do you know about the bridge to the south? Well, I don't like to brag. I am modest. This makes the guards drinking nearby break out laughing. Bellic ignores him. But I built that bridge. Elra sent me out with 20 survivors to build it. Most of us were killed by accidents and rogues. I led them, kept them in line, and placed most of the stones with my bare hands. Elra was so grateful that he named the bridge after me. He thanked me personally, he did. Who was Elra? Bellic shakes his head sadly. A great one. I can't imagine a Shaper would care about our history. Elrod was the founder of the Awakened. He died a few years ago. His crypt lies in the mountains to the northwest. Bellic waits attentively, eager to see what he can do to get your money. What services do you offer? We can let you rest in our beds for the night for 5 coins. I'll also sell rations for the journey ahead. I would like a room. Bellic shows you to a slightly dirty bed in a slightly dirty room. You rest for the night. Eventually, you return to the common room. Yeah, even though we can't steal anything from there, we're able to get some XP for cracking that open. Let me go ahead and sell some stuff here real quick. Complex gate. Magus Complex North. You listen carefully when you leave the path and detect growls and snarls in the undergrowth. Rogues have settled in the woods ahead. They are messy creatures. You can see bones along the path, surrounding glowing crystals. The crystals are solid stone. Your mechanic seal won't do any good to disarm them. You aren't sure what would happen if you got close to one. You know, however, that the little wisp of essence drifting from the mines don't travel very far. Perhaps stealth will be useful. Nope. Okay, well that's one way to slip by everything. Power station. East Triola West. Your Shaper's senses pick up a light, sour odor in the breeze. You are alert well before you see the tracks and bones. There are rogues ahead in quantity. The rogues are intentionally not guarding the road. If you keep going in this direction, you'll have a big fight on your hands. Okay, well if they're only going to be like 4 XP, why don't we just take the way we just went. So yeah, we don't actually have to go through everything. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you have stealth, you can definitely just go through it like that. If not, you'll just have to fight the monsters and stuff like that. You stand at the gates to the Magus complex. At least, that's what the signs say. This was once a mighty subterranean Shaper research complex, and the Awakened are reclaiming and restoring it. The area has an electric, tingling feeling to it, hinting that powerful magic is going on inside. The Magus complex decided to do their defenses on the cheap. Must be short on survival warriors. Doors blocked by several rows of mines. Small, immobile, unstable creatures wait to explode when their programmed target gets close. Fortunately, you are not one of the targets they have been set to kill. The sensor tendrils of the mines aren't pointing at you. There are lots of rocks at the base of the cliff wall. Oddly, someone carved letters into them and left them here. Must be some sort of magic thing. As you fail to tease meaning out of the strange display, you hear something in the dense woods to the south. Something is growling and tearing through the underbrush. I'm gonna ignore it then. Old Shaper equipment towers over you. The survivors exert a great effort to drag the stuff out of the Magus complex. Some of it is being repaired. Older machines are being dismantled for spare parts. The Shapers left a lot of extremely valuable equipment behind in these mountains. Old, yes, but still very valuable. They thought no outsiders would have the expertise to make use of the stuff. They were wrong. Bag of meal. The front door of the Magus complex is guarded by several turrets and a lone survival. He stands blocking the doorway. Stop, Shaper. I am guard. The guard. Not all are allowed to enter the Magus complex. I do not wish to fight you. However, I must make a request before you enter. What is a Magus complex? It is where the awakened study, learn, and try to gain the ability to defend ourselves. Our precious secrets are here. I can't say more. I am but a guard. Wait, you are called Guard? Yes, when I was raised in Dry Peak, I watched the gates for intruders, so they named me Guard. When I fled and came here, I chose to stay a guard, giving me the title Guard. The humans named you Guard? Yes, they thought it would be easier to remember. Also, they didn't care about me. When I joined the Awakened, I could have changed my name. I might still. Back to the business at hand. I want to enter the complex. If it were up to me, I would have you leave this place. We have watched you closely. You are not a friend to the Awakened or to the freedom of survivals. However, Loha commands, and she is too trusting. She thinks you can be trusted if you give your word that you are peaceful. Can you swear to me that you will cause us no harm while you are here? This is strangely trusting. Very few Shapers would take seriously an oath sworn to a creation. I can swear no such thing. I will say that if you don't hurt me, I won't hurt you. Guard thinks about it. You seem to have convinced him that this is the best he is going to get. Then he steps aside. We will trust, then, that you are rational and not a creature of mindless violence. You may enter our school of magic. He's also level 14, so attacking him wouldn't have been worth it. This empty room is a quarantine hall. It's placed here as a buffer used to seal off the complex in case a magical experiment goes very, very wrong. Then Shaper Expert Aid can be called to determine how to solve the problem, or if the complex must be sealed up forever. With any luck, not too many students are trapped inside. Okay. The Survival is young and full of energy. She is not a student. The Awakened here have already developed bureaucracy. She is an administrator for the small school. She strides up to you with the utter confidence of a minor functionary. Greetings, Shaper. Welcome to the Magus Complex, where we work hard to shape young, untrained survivals into powerful magicians. I am Loha, and I help keep the school running from day to day. Please let me know if there is anything I can do for you. Have you had any troubles with the rogues outside? No, they are dumb creatures, but they know enough to not bother us. They stay out there, and we stay in here. We hunt them down, and more appear. Mines keep the more persistent pests away. We have had some problems, though. Outside the west gate of the complex, there is an old Shaper power installation. It is still active, but it is very unstable. We have been trying to shut it down, but with no luck. Why is the power a problem? The crystal conduits carrying power into the core are still active. However, the power tends to surge and an explosion is feared. To fix them, the power must be turned off. This can only be done at the source. Why don't you deal with this yourself? The power in the ruins has drawn rogues, a lot of them. We fear the losses of our loyal Awakened if we attack. Happily, you are a Shaper. You should be able to destroy them with ease. Perhaps I could take care of that for you. That would be a great help to us, Shaper, and according to the principles of the Awakened, we would pay you fairly in precious coins for the assistance. As I said, the core southwest of here is guarded by rogues that it creates itself, though we believe a stealthy person could slip past them to reach the core. Loha gives you a broad, forced smile. The discomfort caused by your presence is leaking, though. Anything else I can do for you, Shaper? You actually teach survival's magic here? Oh yes, it is all thanks to Tulderic. He is a Shaper, like yourself. That means it is legal. He has figured out how to teach magic to us survivals, and he has been doing so with great speed. We owe him a mighty debt. Where is Tulderic? He is in the core of the Magus Complex, working hard. He always chooses to be well guarded and behind several past-locked doors. He wants his privacy. I am afraid, at this point, he will only meet those allied to the Awakened cause. I would like to see him. How will I reach him? I am sure the wise Shaper Tulderic misses the company of his own kind. However, right now, he is only seeing those allied with the Awakened. Some of us will still trade with you, but only in the research halls to the east. This is an abomination. Teaching survival's magic is completely forbidden by Shaper law. I am sorry that you say that. Happily, Tulderic disagrees, and he is the Shaper. One that outranks you, I suspect. Remember, you are a visitor in our lands. We are free creatures, and we do not tolerate unjust laws. Is there any way I can learn magic here? You should see our instructors, Charrier and Raish. I will send word that they can aid you. They are to the east. They will help you for a reasonable fee. We want to show that the Awakened have power to offer you if you trade fairly with us. You trust me? No, you have made it clear that you are no friend to the survivals. We are welcoming you as one final effort to change that. Perhaps if you see the skills we have and the generous way we share them, you will consider not hunting us. How do survivals become students? First, they must be awakened. Then they come to us till Derek sees them. I'm not sure what he does or what tests are given. Some are accepted, others are not. That's all for now. Okay, well at least we'll be able to get magic here. Will you get out of my way? Okay, good. This book is written entirely in an unfamiliar language. The study of other tongues is not a common one. After all, in Shaper lands, only one tongue is spoken. However, there are some places not under Shaper control, and in those places, people perversely persist in speaking differently. You flip through the book, vaguely interested in the strange words and scripts. However, you don't learn anything of use. Remembering Sharon's mysterious book, you flip through the pages, looking for some clue to what strange tongue it is written in. You compare what you find to the notes you took. Unfortunately, you can make no useful connections. The writing in Sharon's book is too different from what you see now. You won't find any information on it here. When the Shapers created us survivals, they were faced with a quandary. How were they to give us intelligence and autonomy and at the same time take from us the powers that come to human students of the arts of power? Keeping survivors from learning magic was important to them. They attempted to shape us to make us unable to work spells. They were partially successful. Learning magic was possible for survivors, but the process generally drove the caster mad. Happily, that is in the past. Thanks to the shaping techniques learned on Sucia Island, the blocks placed on the survivors by the shapers have largely been removed. And that is only one of the marvelous alterations Tilderic has performed. We awake and see ourselves as free beings, equal to humans. Our work here proves this claim true. Huh. I wonder how I use it then. You meet the school's librarian. She is busy caring for and cataloging the hundreds of scrolls and books on the shelves around you. The moisture in these subterranean chambers makes her job difficult. You browse the scrolls briefly. They are a dog's breakfast of paperwork scavenged from all over the mountains. Many are rotten, others are administrative trivia. Yet with all the stuff piled up here, some of it is sure to contain valuable knowledge. The administrator rushes to greet you. Greetings, Shaper. I'm Swafford, the librarian of the complex. Please clean your fingers before you touch anything. Can I help you? I'm looking for a book called Pacifier. Do you have a copy? I think so. Let me check. He looks around for a few minutes. No, sorry. One of the students checked it out. I'm trying to learn about a book owned by a shaper named Sharon. Can you help me? Ah, Sharon. I met her when I was in the lower valleys. Keeps to herself, doesn't bear any ill will toward us. Nice woman. I would like to help her. I think we have a book in an unusual language here. Look around. Hopefully it will help. How did you get all these works here? Slowly, painfully, one scroll or book at a time, smuggled here over quite a few years. This is not even the best library in these mountains. There is a better library in Rising, but we can't see it thanks to the war. The war? Once the Barzites were our friends, then... She shakes her head. She doesn't want to discuss it. Are there any books you might buy? Actually, yes. Last year, 2 rare books were brought up to the mountains by merchants. That is what I heard. Many of us, survival and human, wanted them. One was called Rune Casting. The other was called Ember and Onyx. I suspect that they got diverted and taken to the settlements to the west. I will give you fair exchange if you bring them to me. What are they about? I'm honestly not sure. Contemporary musings on the practice of magic. I know that much. Nothing specific. I think they would be valuable to us. Where should I look? I'm not sure exactly. There are several libraries in these mountains. Maybe they ended up there. I'm not above asking you to steal books for us. Swafford does her best to protect all this paperwork from the students. Right now she is rearranging the scrolls on the shelf, muttering something about careless students as she does so. Do you have any spellbooks I can study from? There are a few spellbooks locked safely away to the south. However, you need a pass to reach them. Loha is the one who assigns passes, so they are usually only given to the awakened. Few things. Actually, Loha's pass won't open all of those doors. Not sure what will. Okay. I do actually remember where to find the book Pacifier, by the way. It's going to be in the survival quarters. Yep. Here it is. Let's put these in here so they're someplace we can come back and get them, because I'm not carrying a bunch of things around otherwise. This box contains lots of notes and scrolls. One of the more advanced students has been working hard. However, the writing is very sloppy and blocky. The student in question may be a survival. The student was also careless. He or she left their past in this box. It is a thin sheet of slate shaped like a very crude key. If nobody is looking, we pocket it. Okay. Living tool. Let's go ahead and complete the quest for Dana, since I did remember how to get that. I found the book you wanted. Here it is. He eagerly takes the book with admiration directed at you. Thank you, Shaper. This was a great kindness. That gave me actually 200 XP, so I'll take it. Arcane Tomes. This is a book of magical instruction. Anyone with time and skill would be able to use this tome to learn it. Specific magical incantation. That is why it was hidden back here under lock and key, only to be seen by advanced students. You study the book carefully, concentrating hard and mastering its secrets. When you are done, you know much more about the War Blessing spell. You know much more about the Dominate spell. Firebolt. 5 living keys. 5 living tools, I mean. But I did get boost to a Firebolt at least, and War Blessing. If I can find one more living tool, I'll come back to that. This is one of the school's instructors. She's not a Shaper, just a common human mage. She looks at you with the appropriate amount of fear. Being a Shaper commands great respect, even here. She bows her head. I am Charier. I teach here. Then she is silent. Why are you here teaching these survivals? I was asked to by a Shaper. I was brought to these mountains by a Shaper named Zachary. He told me it was alright, so I had the permission of a Shaper. It is against Shaper law. Some say that. Shaper Zachary said otherwise. I am a common. I am required to take orders of Shapers. Zachary was the last one who commanded me, so I listened to him. I didn't think survivals could learn magic. I thought so too. However, with some careful shaping and the right magical techniques, it can be done. We don't even resort to use of canisters. Tell me about the canisters. They are shaping engines brought from Sucia Island. They can remake humans, making them more powerful. Remarkable, but dangerous. They can have a destabilizing effect on those who rely on them. The Barzites of Rising use canisters heavily. Here, Tilderic uses a similar technique on the survivals. I don't understand more than that. is shaping after all. Charrier looks at you quietly. She is obviously afraid. The Shapers place great trust in her by giving her the gift of magic. They would be most displeased if they learned what has been done with it. Can you teach me some magic? Yes, Shaper. Since Loha has approved, I can. I can only teach you the weaker magics practiced here, though the strong magic is only taught in the core. And then only to those who have been modified. With modification, you can learn powers that unimaginative Shapers like Zachariah aren't able to teach you. Modified? What do you mean? Shaper Tolderic and those he has chosen can perform magics beyond normal human capability. However, it requires some sort of procedure to gain the ability. I have not been blessed with that gift, so I can't tell you more. Why haven't you been blessed? Shaper Tolderic examined me closely. He said I could not withstand the changes. I don't know what he meant, yet I trust him. He has done much for me. I owe him my faith in return. I am ready to learn magic. Charrier settles in and prepares to teach you. Since you are very convincing, you can get her to teach you more spells than she might otherwise. Okay, cool. Whiplash. Delirium. Not going to worry about improvements just yet. Speed, Essence Shield. And that took a lot out of me for sure. Delirium. Quick-lash. Ooh, uses 6 action points fast. Oh, nice. You meet one of the instructors of the Magus complex. He is teaching Servile something utterly forbidden by the laws of your sect. Thus, it is very surprising that he is actually a Shaper. He is quite young. His apprenticeship must have ended recently. He is also nervous to meet you, and rightfully so. Still, he tries to fake confidence. Rumors are true. Shaper Eve, is it? Welcome to our odd little experiment in the hills. I am Shaper Raish. Greetings. Why are you teaching the Servile's magic? Raish is very nervous. His actions would cause the Shaper Council to condemn him in an instant, but Shapers in these mountains are apparently very open-minded. Years ago, before I came here, when I was still an apprentice, I met a Shaper named Barzal. Barzal had remarkable power, power I was greedy for. He wanted me to come up to these mountains with him. He said that we could build a new city, a new nation. Then you finished your apprenticeship. Yes, it took several years, then I was free to wander, to look for work and make my name. I remember what Shaper Barzal told me. I came to these mountains. I need to meet Barzal. Where is he? He is in the settlement of Rising. He leads a sect called the Barzites, and he has grown erratic. Rising is a long journey to the southwest. It is a hostile place, though. If you go, be very careful. Might you have met an agent named Shanti? I heard that you came here with her. Rumors spread fast in these mountains. I have not met her. A shame. He sounded very competent. Why are you not with Barzal now? Building the towns up here took years of hard work, all in secret. I took part in some of the effort. All that time, Barzal became more unstable, more arrogant. I felt that he was becoming dangerous, even dreaming of waging war against the Shapers. That is why I left him and came here. I came to appreciate the thinking of Pinner and the Awakened. But why do you teach the Servile's magic? In the years we spent settling these peaks, I've worked long and hard, side by side with Serviles. Intelligent Serviles who were capable of debating with me and even making convincing arguments. I was young when I came here, young enough to not be set in my ways. I saw that the way our people treat the Serviles is wrong. That is why I help them. Even though it is a risk, I need to help give them the powers they need to stay free. And when the Shaper Council learns what you are doing, then war will come. However, we have plans. Learn Pinner is our leader, and she is extremely clever. The Awakened have a path to survival. It will be very difficult, but it is possible. Can you teach me about weapon shaping? Raish is willing to teach you Shaper art. Since you're not Awakened, however, prices are high. You also are unable to convince him to teach you all he knows. Okay, life drain, chain lightning, searing spray. Who is in charge of this complex? That is Shaper Tolderic. He is a true genius. He is the one who figured out how to modify survivals to enable them to perform magic. Maybe if you convince him, you can get him to modify you too. That is all I need. Then I will return to my work. Enjoy your stay and hope you have appreciated all we have learned. Okay, so we will have to come back for that other stuff. But in the meantime, this is a targeting range. Students can practice using wands, batons, and battle spells here. And as this is a school of magic, the target dummies need to be replaced often. Okay, another anvil here. Complex core. Deactivate power core. Okay, that terror one might be useful, but I never have liked the terrify effect in these games. I feel like it is very iffy at times. But we'll see how it works. Infiltrator vests. That's not bad, but I like the boost to blessing magic more. Mechanics and stealth. I'll sell it. You've had enough Shaper instruction to know what the cages and chairs in this hall are for. When a student breaks rules and an uncomfortable, humiliating stay in one of them is required. Magic is serious business, shaping even more so. A careless Shaper can cause horrible harm. Thus, teachers here must be very strict. Agent Shanty was the same, though she was kind enough to never put you in a cage. Either the students here right now are very good or the teachers are lax. Nobody is in the cages at the moment. You want to go back and see what that last book will be. But I need more living tools. Alright then, with that in mind, let's go ahead and head out. Head over to the complex core. And I'm going to actually make sure the game is saved right here, but I'll see you on the next part.